Welcome, Brian Mitchell here. I am with Gianluca Bisol, the president of Bisol Winery, Prosecco Winery.
Yes.
You produce other wines besides Prosecco?
Yeah, Prosecco is our goal. We are wine growers in Valdobbiadene since 1542. I'm the 21st generation, and my family grown the vines. That is very rare in the Prosecco world because 95% of the winery buy the wine and transform in sparkling wine.
Sure.
We start in the vineyard.
Nice. All right. So we're going to talk about that because it's very important. So part of our selection for the month is the Bisol Prosecco, and we're going to go through the label here and explain it a little bit. So I like to kind of start with the label terminology, and as we've already kind of mentioned, we started with 1542. So 1542. That's a long time. It's almost 500 years.
Yes.
Yeah. Your family's been in place.
Another 18 years and it will be 500.
Yes. All right. That's quite a history. And then the name Bisol, does it have any other than it's
It's
your
my
name?
surname, is the name of the family. Is thanks to this long tradition. If today we own 20 plots in the highest and steepest vineyard in Valdobbiadene.
Crazy. Incredible.
We are proud to say that we don't own any square meter in the flat area, only the hills.
Only the hills. And also, just in case it doesn't get noticed sometimes, but I like the graphic on your label actually shows the terraced hills. I assume that is relevant to your vineyards.
It's everything doing by hand. No machine can come inside because it's too steeped.
Yeah.
And this soil is of Cartizze is 100% sand soil with marine origin. So if you go under the soil, you see rocks with the marine fossil also inside.
Okay, excellent, interesting. So there's a couple other terms on here, and on the label it doesn't actually say Prosecco. What it says is Valdobbiadene.
Valdobbiadene is the name of the town in which there is the hill. It's a hill of 108 hectares.
Okay.
So means more or less 250 acres.
250
owned by
acres.
140 families, like my family own.
Yeah.
And we are lucky because we own the top of the hill.
Oh, nice. It's
In
always
the
good to
highest.
be on the top.
Yeah.
And then right underneath that, it says Superiore de Cartizze DOCG. So what's the significance of that?
Superiore mean that is a classification, highest classification, is the highest classification in the world of Prosecco. You know that Prosecco is, there is a basic Prosecco DOC that is produced in the flat area of Veneto and Friuli region.
Yep.
Upper there
Lots
is-
of that wine usually sells for under $10 or
Yes,
so.
exactly.
Yeah.
Very popular, very cheap. And over this category, there is Prosecco Superiore di OCG, that is from the original area, from the hills. There is a lot of difference because the quality of the hills is amazing.
Right.
And only one hill of the hills of the historical area can produce the Cartizze. It's the highest and the steepest. It's like a wall. It's incredible to see how steep it is. When you are up of the hill, you can't see the bottom because it's so steep.
Wow.
And every square meter is planted of vineyard because it's the most prestigious. Everyone wants to have a piece of this hill.
That's awesome. So Cartizze is one particular hillside within what is arguably the best region in the entire Prosecco
Exactly.
kind of production area. Okay, so all of that is represented on the label. So what we have here is actually kind of a very special bottle within the world of Prosecco and the wine world in general. How many bottles or how many cases do you produce a year?
We produce 20,000 bottles per year.
20,000 bottles per year, not cases, but bottles. Okay, so that's
Yes,
awesome.
Very small production.
Yeah.
And it's interesting to know that all the production of Cartizze, in Paragon with all the production of Prosecco, of all the wineries,
Yeah.
there is one bottle of Cartizze every 800 bottles of Prosecco.
Wow, okay, so one bottle of this is produced for every 800 bottles of just Prosecco.
And the Cartizze vineyard is the most expensive vineyard in the world for sparkling wine, more than champagne.
Wow. All right. So really special bottle here. So let's talk a little bit about what Prosecco actually is as a wine. So what is the grape that's used for Prosecco?
Is a Glera.
Glera.
Minimum have to use 85%. Glera is a local variety. And it's interesting to know that in the world of bubbles, every winery in the world try to be similar to champagne.
Right.
Prosecco don't want to be similar to champagne. The opposite. We don't want to be similar to champagne because we have a particular grape with this kind of flower and fruity flavors, and we use all our production is. The goal is to preserve the original flavor of the grape.
Sure.
So we don't do like in champagne a long contact with the yeast to bring the flavor of the yeast. We don't want to bring the flavor of the yeast. We want to maintain the wonderful original flavor of the grape.
Right. So Glera grape preserving that flavor and coming obviously from this these vineyards here that we've talked about already. So how long does a bottle of this type of Prosecco take to produce from harvest until it's actually kind of finished and going out to the market?
The first bottle of the harvest is ready around in March, April, right for the Vinitaly, you know, the biggest fair in Italy for wine. And is the period in which the Prosecco start to have the best flavor. And after there is an evolution that arrive at the maximum level of fresh fruit flavors in August, September. And after start to go in another kind of evolution that I love, also after years, to see how change the flavor of fruit during the year is amazing.
Yeah.
Sometimes we open also bottle of 20, 30 years old,
Oh, wow.
and it's amazing.
Yeah. No, I can imagine that would be great. So basically, the idea with Prosecco is that it is available relatively young, especially compared to, say, the production for champagne. But the preservation of all that nice fruit and the floral expression and everything that's in the Glera is kind of the key there. So, all right, well, let's taste this. We've been cheers. Yeah, real pretty on the nose.
It's a wide range of flavor
Yeah.
because it's the only place, the hill of Cartizze, as I said before, it's only one hill. In this hill is the only place in which we can leave the grape for a longer maturation without losing acidity.
Yeah.
So this allow to bring all the flavor from the skin of the bunch and all come inside the juice of the bunch. All the flowers, so the wide of flower that are inside is incredible, and the acidity stay high only in this hill. So we can have a higher sugar residual, natural sugar residual, and with a higher level of acidity. So it's perfect balance.
Yeah, I would say if you're somebody who is used to drinking Prosecco, particularly those Proseccos that are available in that more value end of the range, changing over and tasting a Prosecco like this, the mouthfeel is creamy, it's textured, it's layered. You get really nice floral aspects, and the fruit is, you know, with Glera we're going to get a little bit of apple and pear and things and melon. Here that's a little bit more subdued, but it's a little bit more complex on the palate, building in around that palate feel. So it's creamy and it's lush on the palate, but still that acidity is beautiful.
Yeah, it's very long also, full of your mouth.
Yeah.
And there are also some flavor from exotic fruit also.
Yeah.
Mango, papaya, a little bit of lychees.
That wine's delicious.
I love this wine with exotic food, like for example Asian food or sushi, sashimi.
So fresh raw seafood, things like that.
Or grilled lobster. I love with grilled lobsters.
We do that a little bit. Okay, so generally speaking, lighter dishes, things that might have a little bit of vegetable or spices to them, mainly because there is just a touch of residual sugar here, so that can balance against a little bit of spice or heat. But that freshness, that acidity, and that almost tropical kind of aspect works really well, especially in these warmer months when we're featuring a lot of fresh seafood and lighter dishes. All right, this is fantastic. I mean, the wine just drinks incredibly. It's a whole different kind of style if you're used to those more value Proseccos, and I would encourage you to kind of like check this out because it's just absolutely delicious. And those key selling points of premiumization, the fact that everybody kind of knows Prosecco, but maybe has not tried one of these.
Exactly.
And now being empowered with the knowledge about the Cartizze and all the other information here, and a 500-year-old estate, which is just crazy. So really appreciate Gianluca you helping us out today.
Another interesting thing is to say that in the world of Prosecco, that every 8 bottles of Prosecco, only one is from the hills of the historical area, and every 800 bottles of Prosecco, only one is Cartizze.
Right.
And the problem of this wine is to stop drink because it's so good that at the end you finish the bottle in few minutes.
Okay, if you insist. All right, cheers. Thank you very much.
Ciao.